Everyone. So Sattendru Maarudhu Vaanilai is one of those Tamil thrillers that start with a familiar commercial setup, drifts through uneven romance and melodrama, but manages to partially recover itself through a reasonably satisfying final act. Directed by Babu Vijay, the film mixes romance, crime, thriller elements, hidden camera, blackmail, conspiracies, and fan service moments into a package that feels watchable in parts but ultimately lacks the emotional or narrative weight needed to become memorable. The story follows Ramchandran, played by Jay, an orphan raised in a care home who now works in the software industry. His life changes suddenly when he meets Janaki, played by Meenakshi Govindarajan, the daughter of a powerful minister who is desperately trying to escape an arranged marriage where she is expected to become someone's second wife. The two fall in love almost instantly and get married within a day, embracing the kind of world-built romance that Tamil cinema has normalized for decades. The film initially presents itself like a straightforward romantic drama. Ram and Janaki's chemistry is warm enough to keep those early portions engaging, and the Kodaikanal honeymoon setup creates the illusion that the movie is heading towards light-hearted romance territory. But the tone shift once the couple unknowingly walks into a dangerous blackmail network run by Chakravarti, a ruthless syndicate operator played by Garuda Ram. Chakravarti secretly installs spy cameras inside resort rooms and sells intimate footage of unsuspecting couples to wealthy clients. That premise gives the movie a darker thriller angle and introduces themes surrounding surveillance, exploitation, and privacy invasion. On paper, it's an effective setup because it taps into a very real modern fear. Unfortunately, the screenplay rarely explores the psychological or emotional consequences deeply enough. The biggest issue with Sattendru Marudu Vanillai is tonal inconsistency. The film constantly jumps between romance, comedy, thriller, and melodrama without fully committing to any one mode. One moment the movie wants to be dark conspiracy thriller, and the next it shifts into broad comedy or fan service references. That lack of balance prevents attention from properly building. A major example is the character Yogi, played by Yogi Babu. Initially introduced as a jealous colleague with antagonist potential, his role eventually turns into a redemption arc mixed with comedic relief. Yogi Babu does manage to land a few genuinely funny moments thanks to his natural comedic timing, but the writing weakens his character midway and never fully utilizes him in the larger story. The film also suffers from exaggerated dramatic moments that feel more shocking than meaningful. Certain violent scenes involving Janaki's politician fathers are staged in an extremely abrupt manner, almost as if the script mistakes sudden brutality for emotional impact. Instead of deepening the story, these scenes often feel disconnected and underdeveloped. Still, the movie remains watchable largely because Jay keeps the narrative grounded. His performance avoids unnecessary overacting and gives Ramchandran a sense of sincerity that the screenplay itself sometimes lacks. There's also a noticeable comfort and chemistry between Jay and Meenakshi, which helps the romantic portion feel believable even when the writing becomes formulaic. Visually, the film is decent. Cinematographer Richard Nathan captured Kodaikanal's atmosphere nicely, adding some visual appeal to the otherwise familiar storytelling. Meanwhile, Girish Gopal Krishnan delivers a background score that supports the thriller moments effectively without becoming especially memorable. What ultimately saves the movie from completely collapsing is the climax. Many thrillers built around conspiracy and blackmail tend to unravel during the final reveal, but this film surprisingly holds itself together in the end. The takedown of Chakravarti plays out more like a controlled strategic trap rather than a loud action heavy finale. It's not exceptionally clever, but it's coherent and satisfying enough to leave viewers with a slightly more positive impression than the messy middle portion might suggest. A spy camera blackmail racket could have led to a far more intense psychological thriller about exploitation, trust, and digital voyeurism. Instead, it frequently falls back on conventional commercial habits, rushed comedic diversion, exaggerated villains, and emotionally shallow twist. In the end, it feels familiar from beginning to end. It has enough entertainment value to hold casual viewers for one watch, especially thanks to Jay's grounded performance and a stable climax, but the weak screenplay and inconsistent tone prevent it from becoming anything particularly memorable. It's the kind of film that stays engaging while you're watching it, then fades from memory almost immediately afterwards. Thank you for watching. Bye.